Welcome back to part 2 of my video where I'm going to show you how to make the bloomer shorts. In part 1, I would have shown you how to do the short all together. In part 2, I'm going to go ahead and do that bloomer-like effect, and I'm also going to work our drawstrings. For this, you're still going to need the mohair yarn, or at least I'll still be using it in this part. But I'm going to change the color of my yarn. I'm going to be using the same type of yarn. So cotton yarn, but I'm going to use a darker shade of purple just to give it some contrast that will give the shorts a bit of personality. And then I will also be using this elastic band as well for the bloomer effect that I am going for. I'm going to go ahead and get started with the drawstrings first and show you how I do that, and then I'll show you how to integrate the elastic band into your work. Again, I'm gonna leave a link in the description box on where you can get all of these items if you're interested. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Now, just as we did in part 1, I'll be using a 4mm crochet hook, and I'm going to start by putting the pieces together. So that's my mohair yarn here, as well as my cotton yarn. And I'm going to go ahead and start by making a slip knot. Again, you can do this in whichever way is most comfortable for you. What is important is that you make a knot and then you pretty much insert your hook through the knot. Right? Now, once you've made your slip knot, go ahead and chain 2. So yarn over and pull through for your first chain. That's 1 and 2. Okay, so to make the drawstrings, I'm going to only be working in sets of 2s here. So once done, we're going to head to the next row, whereby I want you to insert your hook inside the first chain and pull up a loop. That's going to leave you with 2 loops on your hook like this. Now release the first loop and have this loop here that's going to remain on the hook. Yarn over and pull through. Insert back into the loop and pull up. Now let's say we name the loops, right? So let's say we name this one loop 1 and we name this one loop 2. You're going to release the hook from loop 2. And then yarn over and pull the yarn through loop 1, and then we're going to insert our hook back into loop 2, yarn over and pull the yarn through loop 2. And that really is the extent of the pattern for the drawstrings. We're going to do that until our drawstrings are as long as we'd like it to be. So I'll do it a few more times, whereby I'm going to remove my hook from loop 2, yarn over and pull the loop through loop 1, insert my hook back into loop 2, pull through. Yarn over, pull through. Pull through. Now, once your work is at its desired length, yarn over and pull through, and then you're going to cut the yarn, pull it all the way through. You can pull on the yarn to tighten the knot you just made, and then we're just going to yarn, weave the ends through to secure it. I like weaving mine through both sides. Now this is how it looks in the end, and I've also done 2 pieces, so 2 drawstrings altogether is what you'll need. A little later on in this video, I'll show you how to integrate these into your work. For now, we're going to go ahead and add this elastic band to get the bloomer-like effect for our shorts. Now I've gone ahead and marked out the spaces where I'll be placing my elastic bands. I've separated my rows in equal rows of 5, going all the way down to the bottom. So my last marker is on my last row of half double crochets before we did our 2 rows of single crochets here. And it starts right at the top, right below my waistband at the top. Now, I'm going to be working the waistband from the inside of my work because I don't actually want to see the waistband. So you'll need to turn your work inside out. And then we'll just use the marked spaces here to align with the rows that we're working with. Now, starting in the first row, again, we'll only be working in the stitches that are right on top of our waistband. And the trick here is to bring the stitches closer together, right? So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to start mine in this first stitch right here. Insert my hook. Now you can go ahead and grab your waist, the elastic band. I'm going to wrap it around my index finger like so, and then yarn over and make a knot. Now once that's done, we'll be working slip stitches going all the way around, right? So I'm going to go here next. I like to hook my loop to it to bring it forward, then insert my hook under, and then I'm going to jump to the next stitch, which is right here, and hook my hook under it as well. Now taking my yarn, I'm going to yarn over and pull it through and complete that slip stitch. That's how I bring the stitches closer together. Jump to my next stitch, which is here, and the stitch beside it is right here. Now you can also pull on the yarn to ensure that your loop isn't very big. That's going to make the elastic bands look a bit tighter, which is also what I'm going for. So now I'm going to locate the next stitch. That's right here. And the stitch beside it is right here. So we're pretty much bringing 2 stitches together and turning them into 1 stitch. So that's what gives it that bundled appearance, or that effect for our bloomer shorts. Jump into this one. Now I'm going to continue doing my slip stitches going all the way around until I get back here, so you can just go ahead and continue your work going all the way around the band. Now once we get to the end of the row, you'll see the end of the row here and the beginning right here where we start. I like to go under my first stitch and end with a slip stitch on that stitch. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a scissor and cut my yarn, pulling it all the way through. And with the tail of my yarn that was there in the beginning, I'm just going to go ahead and use these pieces and tie them together to make a knot so that the elastic band does not unravel. You can see the final look here of the elastic band integrated into our work. This is how it looks. Now it's very important that when you're doing your slip stitches going around, that you do that in the exact same row. So you don't want to veer off into another row. If you need to go ahead and put markers throughout the row so that you ensure that you stay on track, I'd recommend you do that, because it's really important that your slip stitches remain in the same row. So this is how it looks in the end, and I'm going to repeat that in the other rows as well. So I would have already marked out the other rows from before. You'll see my marks here with my markers. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the exact same thing I did in this first row in the other rows as well. Now, in the end, this is what our work is looking like. I want to make note of the last 2 rows of elastic bands because I didn't do them going all the way across. Instead, I did them per leg. So you'll see on this side, this set comes all the way around, down the crotch area, back around the leg. And the same goes for my final row. And on this side, you see where I've done the same, where it goes all the way around down the crotch. And this goes all the way around this leg portion as well. Now, once you've completed each row and you do your tie off, you're usually left with these 2 tail end pieces. And I'm just going to show you how I yarn it in so that it doesn't show. I simply go ahead and weave the yarn under each stitch like this. And this way my work remains very neat. So you can go ahead and continue to weave in your tail end pieces if you have not done so as yet, to complete the overall project. Now that I've turned my work back on the outside where my elastic bands are no longer showing, I'm just going to locate the spaces that I had at the top of my waistband that fall to the side, the extreme side here, because that's where I'll be starting in terms of inserting my drawstrings. Now I'm going to go ahead and insert my drawstrings now, and that will be done at the spaces that fall at the extreme sides. You want to start by inserting your drawstrings through the middle, and then we just weave it in each of the spaces going forward. This one I'm doing towards the back. And once that's done, I leave that there. And now we take our other drawstring, and this one is going to go towards the front. Now I will be placing it or starting in the exact same space that we did for the first drawstring, but instead of weaving it toward the back, I'm going to weave this piece toward the front. Now this is why I told you before that it's important that we have an equal number of spaces, because that will ensure that we have the drawstring equally distributed across our waistband. So this is what it looks like stretched out. And of course you can go ahead and just knot it and give yourself a nice, cute bow as well. So that's what this is looking like. Now this completes this project. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed as yet, please go ahead and subscribe. But thanks so much for watching. Bye!